You know who it is, and you know what time it is. Time to piss off some feminists, trad cucks, and whoever don't want to know the truth. Oh well, let's get started.
What is going on, gents? It's R.P.M. here, reporting from Mobile Command. Gentlemen, I'd like to pose a question to you. Have you ever found yourself in a scenario that when you really took a long look at it after whatever happened, you felt in your heart of heart the universe or God, if you believe in God, or whatever higher power that you believe in, put you in that specific place at that specific time for a specific reason? Yeah, they say the universe works in strange ways. But yesterday, I found myself in such what I like to call a fateful encounter. Now, I was making deliveries, and I made a delivery to a law office of all places. Made the delivery, completed it, got in the elevator, and there was a middle-aged man in there with me. We're going down, he's on the phone, then he hangs up, and of course, he decides to exchange pleasantries with me. He asked me how I'm doing. I said, well, I'm doing fine. How about you? He's like, man, I'm just trying to make it right now. So I said, well, if you don't mind me asking, what's going on? And he was like, I'm going through a divorce. I just finished talking to my lawyer. I said, well, if you need a shoulder, if you need an ear, I have no problems making time for you. And I could tell just by saying that, this man was ready to break the fuck down. Because if you've been through a divorce, you know, there is no one on your side as a man. Everybody damn near abandons you. So, yeah, at that point, it's like he was ready to just break down. So, of course, I just tapped him on the shoulder. I said, young man, welcome to the red pill. And of course, he got the metaphor. He got it. And it lightened his mood, if you will. So, of course, he started laughing. I said, yeah, welcome to the red pill. You're not going to be able to go back. I'll let you know right now, you can't go back. You are not going to forget everything that you've learned about your wife. And you're not going to be able to unsee everything that you've seen. So your only path now is forward. So I said, so if you want to talk, just let it go. And of course, he gave me the lowdown. Found out his wife was cheating for the last 2 years with her boss that he was cool with. Yeah, gentlemen. Yeah. People say that simps are the lowest form of man. I have to beg to differ. Because I myself found myself in that same scenario when I first met the meat sack. But gentlemen, I know dirty Macs are the worst form of man. Yeah, they're lower than even stepdaddies. Why? Because dirty Macs intentionally target married women or women in relationships. Of all the women that they could find on this spinning globe called Earth, they decide, you know what? I want to take your girl. And unfortunately, that is a practice that is prevalent within the American Black community. I steal your girl. Well, if you can quote unquote steal my girl, then guess what? She was never mine to begin with. Henceforth, the term, gentlemen, that Barbarossa made so famous. She's never yours. It's just your turn. And I added on to that phrase, and I put, even in marriage, she's not yours. It's just your turn for the duration of the marriage. So yeah, he explained to me, he just bought a house. He had all of his assets transferred to his kids, and she was trying to take all of that. And I said, listen, the big thing for you to do is to remain calm. She wants you to crash out. She wants you to do something that's going to give her victim status. That is the one thing that you do not want to do. If she wants to talk to you, she's going to try to manipulate you. And he was telling me that his oldest daughter was telling him, yeah, Dad, she's going to try to manipulate you. She's going to try to use sympathy. She's going to try to use your good heart against you. You have to turn cold. Now, this was his daughter telling him this. And I said, yeah, she's right. You've got to form that ice box where your heart used to be. This is war. You're going to have to be cold. If she wants to talk to you, tell her to go through the lawyer. Yeah, absolutely terrible. But the worst part about it is the standard operating procedure of us men being the last to know about it. Yeah, he had no clue. He thought everything was good. One day she decides, you know what? I want to leave. I'm moving out. I already got my other place. And it caught him completely off guard. We always say, gentlemen, when a woman is ready to divorce you, it is an ambush. And that's why we men, when we get divorced, we're always on the defensive. Because by the time she tells you about it, she's already recruited her army. And yeah, all of his family knew about it. His extended family all knew about it. But yet, that's the part that really hurts the most. The people that you call family are the first ones to abandon you during a divorce. And he was taking all of this in. And he was like, how do you know so much? I said, well, believe it or not, I'm going through my own tribulation with my own wife. Trust me, there are a lot of us men out here who are going through trials and tribulations with our wives. But at the same time, we're still expected to be protectors and providers of society. And that's why a lot of us get caught off guard, because we are actually fulfilling our role in society by working, by providing. Next thing you know, you're getting hit from left field with a divorce. It's absolutely disgusting. And I said, yeah, understand, out here in California, this is a no-fault state. So it doesn't matter if she was getting plowed like a field. Guess what? I'm no longer happy. I don't want to be with you anymore. Guess what? Now I'm going to cash out. It sucks. She was telling him that she wanted his cars, all of his stuff. And I said, listen, she doesn't want your cars because she actually wants them. She knows that it's going to hurt you. Insofar as the house that you just bought, try to sell it if you can. If not, if they're going to make you give up the house, give up the house. Don't fight it. Why? Because I want you to think further down the line. It's like, well, what do you mean? You give her the house, HOA fees if you're paying them, insurance if you're paying it, property taxes. That's something that never goes away. So she wants the house, let her have it. Because guess what? The bank is going to get that house in the end. And he was like, I never thought of that. I said, yeah, if everybody's telling you to sell the house, sell it. But if they say you can't sell it, then go ahead and sign it over to her and let her have all of the financial responsibilities that's going to come with that house. He was like, damn, I didn't know all of this. I said, yeah. See, we men are not meant to know these things until it's too late. And when we do figure it out, it's always putting us behind the 8 ball. So yeah, and of course, the Dirty Mac, once everything was put out in the open, he breaks up with her. Yeah, this dude destroyed a fucking family for his own selfish ego. But I told him, I said, listen, you may want to blame the guy. It's natural for us to blame the guy. It is so natural. But you have to be smart. You have to say, you know what? You, even though you're a dirty scumbag piece of shit, did not have an agreement with me. And it's for that purpose that I'm willing to walk away from you. However, I'm going to make sure she's punished. Yeah, it sucks. It truly sucks. But I told him, in the end, you're going to win. You're 40 years old. You've got time to recover. This is the best thing she could have done. Yeah. Think about it. You're 40. You're a 1099er. So it's going to be hard for them to actually pick your pockets. Now, if you was W-2, you're going to be fucked. But yeah, if they're saying go for her jugular, do it. A lot of people will tell you, take the moral high ground. Think about the relationship between you and your kids. How are they going to feel, if you're taken from their mother? No. Nope. You, my friend, need to go for the jugular just like she is. If she's going to pay you alimony, make her pay and force the system to force her to pay you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was making 6 figures. So, yeah. He's got a good case for alimony. And besides, remember, use the no-fault system to your advantage. Mm-hmm. But yeah, in the end, we talked for about a good 30 minutes. And at that point, he was just so happy to have somebody listen to him. And we all know, nobody listens to us when we're going through our tribulations, when we're going through our trials, when we're going through our troubles. People will tell us, oh, you know what? Just man up. Nope. So all in all, as we departed ways, I told him, once again, welcome to the red pill. You've now seen the truth, and you can't unsee it. So the best thing you can do is move forward with a clearer head. Remember, don't crash out. Don't do anything that will make her into a victim. No, be smart. Don't be emotional. If she wants to talk, hey, Get a parenting app. We talk about the kids through there. If you want to talk to me, have the lawyers talk. Yeah, understand this. The lawyers are going to win in the end. But you want to put yourself in the best position possible. That way, you come out of this war smelling like roses. Let her win the battles, but you're going to win the war. Especially if your oldest daughter is on your side, you've already got a huge advantage because that right there is eating her up inside. And he was like, you know what? You're right. You are so right, because she's always talking about, oh, you turned our daughter against us, against me. I said, yeah, she knows she fucked up. And the fact that she was actually bringing your children along with her on dates with the other guy, yeah. Kids are way smarter than we give them credit for. But in the end, that young man, when we departed ways, he felt a hell of a lot better. And he was like, you know what? You're the guy that I needed right now. Somebody to just listen to me rant. I said, well, maybe I was just meant to be here. And that was it, gentlemen. Yeah, I think I was just meant to be at that place at that time, just to listen to that man and let him know that, you know what, this isn't the end. Well, what more can I say, gentlemen? If you've ever found yourself in that scenario, put it in the comments section. Yeah, I don't mind a long comment on this one, because as we all know, I'm going to reiterate, as we all know, when it comes to us men and divorce, damn near everybody abandons us. The lawyers aren't there for us. They're only there for the money. The family's not there because they're going to turn against you and say somehow it was your fault that your wife decided that she was going to get piped down by somebody else. It's your fault. No, gentlemen, no. There's one thing that I want you to understand. It's never your fault. Her decisions and her choices are never your fault. And don't let anybody dare try to convince you that it is. She made choices. Make her suffer the consequences of her choices. Well, I've rambled on long enough. Let me know, have you guys ever been in a scenario that in the end you really thought about it and figured, you know what? I was meant to be here. Like I said, put it in the comments section. And for you wives out there who continue to believe that ambushing your husband with divorce is going to work out in your favor, yeah, right? No. Because guess what? You're getting only one bite at the apple in this day and age. Guys are not going to be willing to step up and say, you know what? She's a divorcee. Yeah, I think I'll marry her. Those days are done. So the power that you thought you had in that scenario, that has gone out. Feminism and the idea that you were still going to have men who are going to be clamoring to get to you no matter what your position in life is, that has gone out right along with it. Because truth be told, ladies, you being a divorcee is going to make you more toxic, or should I say, it's going to make you more radioactive than Chernobyl. And more men are saying, nope. The regular, everyday civvy woman, the normie, they're not getting men. So as a divorcee, you are so far down the ladder, you're going to be at the bottom of the South Pole. It is what it is. That's all I got to say for this one. RPM, I am